You know what? It doesn't taste... Hello and welcome to this episode of Earthy 30, and today we're going to be looking at this, which is the Water2 filter that is promoted by Bear Grylls.
This is how Bear Grylls and I took the water industry by storm in 2024.
And it goes under your sink, you have to connect it to the water supply. And I'm going to show you in this video how easy or not easy it is to install it. I haven't opened it at all. I've seen some of the videos on Instagram and say you can do it in a minute or 10 minutes. So let's see how we get on. Why have I got one? Well, honestly, the water that comes out of my tap just doesn't have a particularly nice fragrance. It kind of smells a bit moldy. So I guess like many other people, I have got a jug that I put in my fridge, like a filter jug where you have to replace the filter every 2 months. I like it just fine, but I thought maybe it would just be better to kind of filter it at source. Okay, so a little letter from Bear Grylls OBE. Welcome to Water2. We all know tap water sucks. The data is clear. But at Water2 we have an answer. Health is critical to life, and there's hardly anything more important than the water we drink. That's why in our house we have a Water2 filter on every tap. We don't compromise on our health, and neither should your family. We've got the filter. We've got 2 bits of flexible pipe, one that has a buzzer on it. We've got a kind of attachment nut, a washer, and this, which appears to be a sticky, double-sided sticky tape. Feels like that's going to stick that on there. Okay, so step 1 is clearly going to be to get all this stuff out. Okay, so I think the next thing I'm going to need to figure out is which is the cold and which is the hot. Okay, so by running the hot tap, I figured out that the tube on the right is the cold water tube. Pretty sure what I need to do is undo this guy and then put my Water2 filter in between that pipe and that bit of flex and see what happens. Okay. So what it says, we need one of these connectors will go on the water supply and it will go in the Water2 and it will go in the in. Okay, that was harder than I thought it was going to be, mainly because of the angle. On the filter there's an in and there's an out, so plug you on the in. Last thing is now to activate the sensor that I guess tells you when you need to change the filter. Okay, so the battery's in, and then okay, so I'm going to turn the water on, see if it works. While I'm tidying up, here's how it works. Unlike reverse osmosis, which strips out everything, including healthy minerals, the Water2 filter keeps the good stuff in. It has 2 smart layers,
First, activated carbon with silver ions to remove chlorine, chemicals and reduce heavy metals. Then a 0.1 micron membrane blocks bacteria, parasites, microplastics and even forever chemicals like PFAS. And if you'd like fluoride removed too, there's an optional add-on filter, but that's another £70.
The moment of truth. Step 1, how's the flow? That's not too bad. I'd heard from some accounts that the flow might be reduced after the water filter. Test 2 is the taste. You know what? It doesn't taste remarkably different. I think it maybe smells slightly better, like a bit less kind of mouldy was the smell that I had before. But in terms of taste, I wouldn't say it's like a taste transformation. I mean, it tastes just fine. But what I will say is that I feel better in the knowledge that what I'm drinking is more filtered. So some of the nasties that might have been coming through are no longer there. So that's good to know. So what are my takeaways from this process? Well, I'd say that number 1 is that it takes about 10 minutes to install the Water2 filter. Number 2 is be sure that you know where to turn off the mains water. For me, it wasn't under the sink, it was kind of there in the cupboard, so make sure you're acquainted with where to do that. And number 3, I guess, is don't expect a total transformation. Maybe it's a marginal gain, but relax that the water you're drinking will be better for you. That's all from me, and I'll see you in the next video.